When you're down in the deep roads, you find a Grey Warden. His name is Larius, and he looks like he's almost a Darkspawn. Like he's losing his hair, and he's got his eyes all weird. He's basically transforming. Like he's on in the stage of like still human, but like heading towards Darkspawn. Um, he seems to be on your side, and I think he was. The ending was, I don't know. I always find things suspicious, but maybe just because I'm kind of paranoid. But um, I think he was on your side the whole time. Uh, he he starts to help you. He starts to tell you who Corypheus is, and he's kind of weird in the head just because anything tainted uh, with the anything tainted hears Corypheus. So it's kind of like they relate it to the old gods. So when the dragon starts a blight, you know how the dragon talks to the Darkspawn. Corypheus does this as well. He talks to Darkspawn and kind of like rallies them up, and anybody that is in the vicinity um, can also hear him. Like anything that's tainted. So since the Grey Wardens are tainted because they drank the Darkspawn blood, they hear Corypheus as well. So he's kind of like all messed up, and but he's helping you. He hasn't completely been corrupted. I actually liked him. I liked that character. He was pretty cool. He was the Grey Warden commander in his time. And everything that went in there got sealed in there. So not only the bad guys did, but even anybody that would go in there, it was it. That was it. Like you could not get out. You could get in, but you can't get out. And the way that your father was related to this is that he's the one that made the magic to seal the prison off. He was the one that contained Corypheus with his magic. He had to turn to blood magic to do it, which you didn't know until you just found out in this downloadable content. And you also get a pretty nice sword. I don't know if you're a mage. I don't know if it's a staff. I guess maybe I don't know how that works. But I was a warrior, so I got a sword. It was a pretty nice sword. I had better ones, but I would use that one just because you pretty much had to so that you could upgrade it. Every seal that you broke, you chose to get whatever enhancement to the sword. So you could get like plus whatever spirit, or plus whatever cold, plus this much penetration, or plus this much critical chance, or so you would get different things. And this sword was known as the key, so it was the only thing that could kill Corypheus, and it was your father's. And you were the only one that it would, like, you could use because you had your father's blood. I wanted to take Fenris for a few reasons. He's pretty strong. He's not very, he's pretty weak, but strong when it comes to attacks. And he would have helped a lot in a lot of these battles. But, and I also wanted Fenris because of the whole tie to the Tevinter Imperium. And it turns out that Corypheus is actually an acolyte of one of the Tevinter mages. I think his name is Dumat. Corypheus was one of the Tevinter mages that started the Blight way back in the Tevinter Imperium. So it would have been really cool to see what Fenris said about that. Whatevers. I loved how they tied your father into it because Dragon Age 2 didn't really talk about your father, and it was nice to have those little conversations with your sister regarding your father. You do have to fight a group of Grey Wardens before you go into the fight with Corypheus, just because those Grey Wardens are, I guess they're kind of corrupted. At least that's what Larius is saying. You have the choice to either join this group of Grey Wardens and use your blood to raise Corypheus and actually not kill him, like use him. Because one of the Grey Wardens says I could hold him with one of my magic powers and stuff, and they think he's gonna be actually an asset to have. But Lorias is like, no, don't believe them. They're corrupted. Don't, you know, he's too powerful. Nothing could hold him, and blah blah blah. I went with Lorias. I didn't believe the Grey Wardens. I thought they were corrupted too, and I didn't think that Corypheus was going to be able to be held. And if he was, I was like, I don't think so. He's just too. He just sounds like he's too strong. The boss fight is very hard, so be prepared. The stuff that this guy does, it will like drain your health. Um, Especially the fire. Watch out for the fire. I have tremendous defense and armor, and it would just go grrr. I was like, oh my god, nothing would drain my health like that. If you still haven't played it and you're wondering whether it's worth the money that it's worth, I think it's 800 points for Xbox. I think it is, just because of the storyline. It adds a lot of emotion to it, another side to your character. I really liked that, especially if you're into that whole emotional stuff and that family tie that Dragon Age 2 brings. I would say play it. I mean, even if you play it on easy, if you just want to experience the emotional part and not really the huge challenge that the game is, I just play it on casual, whatever, you know, just get the story, and I think that would be fine. I would say to get your money's worth, at least play it on normal, so that you could have a little bit of a challenge. If you want some interesting conversations, I would say take Bethany and Fenris. There is one interesting conversation with Varric as well, so if you want to take Varric. Varric was dying on me like nothing. I mean, everybody would go for Varric. He was the first one that would die. I don't know, I think maybe, I don't even know, I don't know if Varric is my most powerful damage dealer. Maybe that's why they were going for him, but he was like, maybe 5 seconds into the battle, Varric was dead, and I was like, are you serious? But you do have a nice little conversation with him in the Deep Roads. Meryl doesn't really say anything. She doesn't have anything to add to the storyline, so if you don't want to take Meryl, don't take her for that reason. I took her just because of the chains and the combos that I get with her. I loved the whole Leandra part at the end, when I just felt it was such an emotional moment. I loved that moment. BioWare is so good when they come to, making you feel the moment, especially with the music and just the way that they're great at it. So I loved that ending. Let me know what you guys thought. I'm sure you guys experienced different things than I did because of your class or because of party members you took. So please let me know. I'm very curious as to how that turns out with different options. So yeah, put your comments down there, and I will talk to you guys later.